Hey everyone, this is Mr. Dunkel. I want to give a quick tutorial on some software you may want to use for our fourth project-based assessment, which is our propaganda poster. And in doing this, you're actually going to be making a poster for communism, one for socialism, one for capitalism. And you have two options that you can use. Option number one is to do it the old-fashioned way and get an actual piece of poster board and print out your stuff or cut out things to go on that, and that's perfectly acceptable way to do it. But option number two is to create one digitally, or create the three different ones I should say digitally, and in doing so you can use a program called Poster My Wall. And this is an online website. You just type postermywall.com and it will take you to this page here. Now there are a couple things to keep in mind with this. This is a place where you can go on and create a poster without ever logging in, so you never have to worry about anything like that. And that's perfectly acceptable to do. The only caveat to that, though, is if you don't create an account, which again is perfectly fine, but if you don't create an account, then you will need to make your poster in one sitting. So for instance, if you're going to carve out a little time to make your capitalism poster, then go to the site, create the capitalism poster, and download it all in one sitting, because you won't have the ability to start something and then come back a day or two later and continue working on it. So that's the advantage of signing up for the site. It is totally free. We talked about, at least in my class before, about get your parent permission and you can sign up, but it's totally free. You just need to be age 13 or older. And when you sign up, all it asks for is a email address and a password. So in order to do either one, let me show you here. Up in the upper right corner, there's a login or sign up. And when you click that button, it's going to take you to a screen that's going to give you the option to sign up. But if you don't want to sign up, there's another thing you can do, and I'm going to show you that. So if you're wanting to sign up, you can use the email address. Most will probably find using your school email and password may be the easiest. Since we have a closed email account, you don't have to worry about getting spam from them. They won't be able to email you or anything like that, but it would give you your username and password be something that you know. So if you're going to do that, just do that here and click login. However, if you're not going to do it that way, here's a different option. You have a button here that says student login, and when you click on that button, it's going to ask for a class project name. So I have a project name set up. If you happen to be in Mr. Dixon's class or in Mr. Lander's class, it may be a different name, but for my class project name, it is called Dunkel Posters. So you can type in Dunkel Posters and click login, and the site will know that you are a student user. And so at that point you can go in and create a poster, and it would be something I potentially could have access to see. So at this point it's got us logged in as a student. If I come over here, you'll notice it says student right there at the top. Now in order to create the poster, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, and you can just kind of explore on your own, but you can go start a poster. You can click create poster now. And when you do, it's going to take it a moment, and it's going to come up with some options like browse background, search for images, those kind of things. I'm just going to choose browse backgrounds because there's several to choose from, and they're broken up into categories. So here's favorites, ones that may have been used before. I like coming into flyers. There's a lot of really good ones in here, and some that'd be really good for using capitalism or capitalism's burning, perhaps, those kind of things there. I'll just scroll down and pick something maybe not as many people would be using. I think I saw one before that had like some flames on it. Here we go. Or actually, I could even come up here. Here's a great one if you want to use capitalism because it's associated with the United States. I'm going to choose this one here and choose create, and so it's going to go ahead and put our background in, and it's very similar to using PowerPoint or other programs like that. Once it loads, which sometimes may take a second or so, but once it's loaded, then you have your background here, and over on the left you have the different options that you can do. So for instance, you can add regular text, and regular text is just going to be really good for body text. So, socialism is the way to go. And of course, you're going to use this type of text to really explain the details that you need to have included. So make sure that you're looking at your guidelines. And right here it tells you, you tell us who created the philosophy, why did it become popular, what's the best economic philosophy, what advantages does it have over the other two, where can we find examples of it today, how's it still being followed. So that's the type of information you'd probably want to have here in your body text. And when you enter this kind of text, you can resize things, you can come over here and change your fonts. You'll definitely, because of the stuff you need to include, you'll probably need to make it a lot smaller. Make sure too that it is readable, that we can see the text very clearly, because if I happen to move this text over the yellow up there, it's very hard to read. So you're going to have to be careful about your backgrounds and things of that nature. Now, once you have text, you can also, you'll notice over here you have fancy text, so this would be good for a headline or something like that. And again, similar to PowerPoint, so I could put something like capitalism is burning, and add that to my poster and drag that where I want, right there. Now, the other things that you're going to want to do is you want to add some photos. So there's different ways you can do it. You have upload, so if you have already downloaded photos to your directory, then you can just upload them straight there and use your pictures. You can do search the web, and you have two choices here, at least in this situation, Pixabay and Flickr. And Pixabay especially is it's a free image site, so I'll just type in US flag and have Pixabay do a search. Didn't find anything there. Let me just try type in flag, or better yet, let me type in money. And so you do a search, and once it gets all the results, it'll post them here, and you simply just pick something that you want to use. I'll just take this one of the dollar bills, add selected image, and now I can move it around and resize it, and I can rotate it and things like that and put it wherever I want to. So once you get all of the requirements added, then what you're going to need to do is you are going to need to download it. So if you have signed in, if you have created your own personal account, you can do save draft, and it doesn't hurt, you can still do save draft anyway. But the final thing that we need you to do is, once you have it fully done the way you like it, you're going to come over here and click download. And definitely don't choose the ones that cost anything. Come over here to free and choose download, and it's going to ask you where to save it. Now what you really need to do here is change the file name. It should probably be a good idea to have your last name in it and then which poster it is. So in this case, this would actually be my poster about socialism, because I'm going to talk about why it's better than capitalism. And make sure you're saving it in your personal directory. The one, when you click on it, yours at the top should have your login, so 18 and the rest of your login. And I am just going to save this to the desktop for now. And so you save it, and then you'll have it and it'll be done. Right here is actually, if you want to share, you can just say no thanks. And that's really all there is to it. And so from that point, you'll have the file saved, and you can just go find your file later, and you're going to import that file into a Word document. So here you can see, here's my file, and I could import this into Word or PowerPoint or whatever I need. So that's all there is to it. Hopefully you'll find that helpful. It's a great site, fun to play around with, and really good for making signs for not only school, but just all sorts of birthday parties and things of that nature. And as always, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask.